All right, bro. So, growing up, bro, where did I tell y'all I was from growing up?
New York,
New York City. Um,
yeah,
where did all of us grow up on in Houston, Texas?
Southwest Side, Corporate Block.
What's corporate drive like for people that's not from Houston, Texas? Like, what are children doing? Like, what were children doing when you grew up? You know what I'm saying? What is it like? What type of neighborhood is it?
At the time of being when we grew up, it was rough. It was a lot of gang shit going on, a lot of murder, a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just a whole bunch of shit going on. Drug dealing, the same shit that happened anywhere where it's real grimy at. People dying, people killing each other, gang bang, drug dealing. And there was a whole bunch of fun shit too. Kid shit, even going to the pool playing shit.
What was your memory of meeting me?
We met on corporate. We was going to middle school together and shit. We used to just be in the apartments like a motherfucker, outside like a motherfucker, playing basketball, football, boxing outside. You know.
So you
Riding
what
bikes
would be
through the hood.
what would be our favorite thing to do as children? Like, what would you say? What was our favorite thing to do as children?
Shit, box. That's what
Box.
we used to do. We used to always do boxing and rapping.
Mm. What was your early memory of our like rap sessions?
So we used to be going to my house and put on the headphones. I had a little recording app on my computer. I had an e-machine computer, and we used to put on these headphones, and I connected them to the auxiliary port on the computer, and we used to just be recording over that shit on the little recording app that was on the computer. We used to be rapping and shit, taking the headphones off, passing them up to each other. We didn't even have no mic or nothing like that.
That's
That's what
wild.
it was. Yeah.
How would you
We
say,
getting
like,
it though. We
growing up? What would you? How would you rate my rapping skills growing up? Like,
Yeah, at the time I remember what's the name? You used to be trying to rap and shit. I tell him this like one time we was in the studio, we used to call it the studio. And then what's the name? I think one time I would let you rap or some shit. on the little mic, on the little headphones and shit, we were just clowning being kids. And then you came back with some live, you came back with some reading shit, you was writing shit, all type of shit. But not at the time, it wouldn't. I mean, we was kids, none of us was good. It wasn't all that, but it was better than what I had at the time. Shit, I think that pumped you up in a way, cause I was like, nah, James can't come in and rap. I was like, he can't come in and rap. All right, that's a bet. I'm about to go write some shit. Fuck y'all. I'm about to be back. You came back with some shit on paper. And this shit was live. This shit was live though. Us being kids, this shit was live. But yeah, I used to be trashed for a long time, so I started getting my rhythm on the music, my delivery on the music. But you always was better. I said you always stood out. You wanted that shit.
who would you who would you say like is your influence? You know what I'm saying? Your influences growing up, like making music.
I say a lot of Houston music. Growing up, it was a lot of Houston. Zero, Trey, Slim Thug, Killer Callejon, he had wordplay. Kiki, I fuck with Kiki and shit. Pokey, coming up, listening to Pokey and shit. What's the name? You was one of them. You always made me go harder with the music. Looking up to how quick you rap and how quick you make music made me want to write my shit faster and deliver better and try to come up with some nice shit. Because you've been moving around. I stayed in Texas my whole life. You've been going to New York, going everywhere. So that shit always pumped me up to be like, man, he's saying some different shit. And I'm saying I done came down so many times, but this shit sound loud. I gotta sound better, you know. But you was one of them. You was one of the main factors.
But the story that you're telling, you know what I'm saying, is more authentic to the everyday person and the image that you're coming in. You know what I'm saying? The image, the way you look and the way you sound. As I said, your vocal like delivery is like also like one of the biggest things to being a great rapper. Like Notorious B.I.G., he had a really, really, great delivery. And you have a really great delivery as well, you know what I'm saying? And just like telling that story from somebody like you who people don't understand, like had to jump off the porch. Me and you, we both had to jump out the porch at a very young age, and we had to, you know what I'm saying, like really like put on for our families and provide, at a young age. And like that's the story that's not really spoken in today's era, because everyone's trying to like, live this life of looking good and appealing to, what it is to get the most likes. And we've like kind of fallen out of touch of our true, what's truly going on within us, what's truly going on around us, what's truly going on within our communities. And not many, there's not a voice for people like me and you who had to jump off the stoop at very young ages and put on for our family, and our family didn't understand, you know what I'm saying, like what we was doing and what we was trying to accomplish. But like I feel like coming out the West, coming out of corporate, you know what I'm saying, like you is one of the people that can really, you know what I'm saying, tell the story of the Southwest, tell the story of what it's like to be a hustler, what it's like to, you know what I'm saying, start off from nothing, to start off, and people to think that you got all of this, but it's like, nah, bro, we really had to put in a lot of time and work, and we didn't have the things that these other people had, like how they had support from their fathers and grandparents and all of this stuff. Like we really had to, by being the firstborn, we really had to go step out and really be steppers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm glad you identify.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I get it, but who would you say was like the biggest rapper to come from corporate, you know?
A mainstream rapper or rapper like niggas?
Now, like who's like the biggest rapper to come from corporate? You know, like I mean, I'm not really just like mainstream, or just like in general.
Damon Dizzle was rapping.
Damon Dizzle. Well, I guess the better question to name, like, name some of the biggest rappers to come from corporate. You name who'd you name first?
Damon Dizzle. He came out. He came out of corporate. He was rapping.
See, that's something I don't know. So you put me on.
He got on the radio and shit like that a while back. But Toy, FDAB, Josh, they came from corporate. They had a huge buzz for a while.
Who was that you said? You said Toy?
Shit like that.
Oh yeah, I remember Toy. You said Toy, and who?
Yeah, Toy, FDAB, and
Josh. Yeah.
In middle school, and with Toy, I met Toy like, I met Toy just fucking around the streets, to be honest. I just ran into him. And we ended up linking up like that. He just one day, I met Josh Torger. He had a Torger on Swangers. I had a Buick on Swangers. So.
I was pulling on Swangers.
What's his name? I met him with Josh. He happened to be with too. Yeah, it was pressed, man. We was kids too. We was like 17. Shit like that. But I had ran across Toy beforehand. I already knew Josh. Then later on, I seen them together in the car. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you know Toy? That's my best friend. I'm like, man, what the fuck? So, you know Benito? Yeah, I went to school with bro. You know what I'm saying? So this shit just happened like that.
Damn.
And shit, yeah, we went to school with Josh, and I ended up meeting with Josh on corporate, but I ended up knowing that both of them was really from corporate, like motherfucker. shit like that. They had a huge buzz. They was in the middle of blowing up at the time. We was probably like 19 or something like that, 18. They was next up. Shit was crazy.
That's wild.
It was all over YouTube doing shows at the park. Other than that, shit, I don't really know too many rappers from corporate other than us that we was trying to rap.
Were there any other like older rappers that you were around that gave you like some game? That gave you game, you know what I'm saying? That stuck with you?
I think around 18, I started fucking with Mr. 32.
Who is Mr. 32 for Who is Mr. 32 for people, you know what I'm saying? What is he most known for?
Oh shit, he's a platinum selling artist from Houston. Mo City. Fat Pat, his best friend, Zero's big brother, DJ Screw.
Okay.
He was at Screw Highs. He was on a lot of the Screw tapes. He was Mike D's best friend, Zero's big brother.
What do you teach?
You know what I'm saying?
What do he teach you?
Fat Pat. What's his name? They had.
What did he teach you? Now what you was about no, cause finish what you were saying about
You said what?
Finish what you were saying about Fat Pat.
He was fucking with Fat Pat. They had a group called Southside Plates. So he was a real legend in Houston. People that don't know, he was a real big mainstream platinum selling artist in the 90s. He was gonna get signed to Death Row. He ended up not wanting to go over there, and he stayed in Houston and got signed to Rap Lot with Jay Prince. But yeah, shit, he just took me under his wing for about a few months, and we was locked in the studio for a while, and he was just gravitating towards the way I rap and shit. He just fucked with my shit. And he was just showing me a lot of ways of getting in the studio, and you know, he just motivated me to go harder, because he used to rap and write his shit in like 5 minutes, and he used to take me about an hour. So, you know what I'm saying? He used to just push me to get better, and this shit just came together. He switching his voice up in the studio, harmonizing, rapping fast, rapping real slow, doing all type of shit. It opened my mind. You know what I'm saying? This shit was just crazy. It just opened my mind up for a different way.
Didn't he do the song with Pimp C? I think he did a song with Pimp C. This is 3-2. Wasn't he on that song with Pimp C?
He got songs with Pimp C. He was Pimp C's best friend. One of Pimp C's best friend. He was gonna join UGK. This is what people don't be knowing. He was gonna join UGK way back when, before Pimp went to jail. And Zero, he got songs with Snoop Dogg. He got songs with Fat Pat, Mike D. He got songs with everybody in Houston. A lot of the older rappers. I'll call them Lil O, ESG.
Damn.
They know him. He got shit with Kiki.
Heard him on the Pimp C record on the I think the One Day You Hear You're Gone. I don't know if that's him or not on there.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's him. He's on the front.
Yeah.
That's him. What people don't know is that it was really his song, and his song was gonna be on his album, and Pimp wanted it on his album. 3-2 didn't even care for the song because he said it wasn't no hit, and Pimp was like, shit, you tripping, I'm gonna show you that it's a hit. And he basically jumped on that's why he's first on the song, because it was his song. So 3 is the originator of that motherfucker, and it was gonna be on 3's album, and that's why he ended up giving it to Pimp, and that's why it went on the UGK album, and that's why he's first on it.
Damn, that's deep.
To him because he gave it to Pimp, so he used to fuck with Pimp real tough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of insiders, a lot of shit people don't be knowing. But yeah, that was a 3-2 song, and that was still a platinum song.
Yeah.
Everything he touched was gonna work.
Now I see that. That's what I'm saying. To go back to like the toy situation, like people don't even know too. Like when you was about to do a song with Toy too.
Oh yeah. I was gonna do a song with Toy before he passed away. Me and him and Josh. We was gonna do something. We just never went. We never got around it. We never planned it. We never came to the conclusion of what we was gonna do or nothing. We just put it in the air. That was it. And they was always moving around. I was always moving around. And it was really what me and Toy had said. Me and Toy, we had spoke on it. And Josh knew, but he was just like, I guess Josh was waiting on me or some shit. Or I don't know. He was waiting on Toy. I don't really know. But he was just like, yeah, he was like, whatever, let's get to it. And then Toy was the main one trying to set it up. Like he knew what's the name, what we had planned and shit in a way. So he was like, yeah, he's like, he used to always sound, he had a distinctive voice. So he's like, yeah, we gonna get to it, let's get to it one of these days, man, when we ain't busy. Yeah, and I used to always be willing and dealing. He used to be doing the same shit. So, they was on the rap shit, and I was hustling at the time, so I couldn't get to it. He couldn't get to it, but every time we'll link up, we'll talk about it. You still doing that song, right? Yeah. We're gonna find some time. I'll ask him sometimes. We need to get a studio. We need to go get a studio. I got a studio.
Damn.
Right, I got a studio right there on, I want to say like Cook or some shit like that.
I never really got to like hear him, but I heard some of the other members, you know what I'm saying? Like I heard I forgot his name, but he have the song Mo, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty I really like it, you know, so it's a pretty tough record. Josh was like really spitting on that record. Toy, he was already like spitting like really on that like really crunk shit. Like I heard like the song More Smoke and shit. Like I finally like heard that for the first time this year. Like I told you, I heard Calvo, I think that's his name. I heard Calvo records, you know what I'm saying? And Calvo, he was like he's really spitting, but on the More Smoke record, you know what I'm saying, Toy came in pretty how do you say, he came in crunk, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of like what I got going on, like right now, it's like really rock star energy, and he came in, that beat was like really rock, it was like really rock stars on there, and I really fuck with it because it's like even though like when all of these guys were growing up on corporate, I was growing up inside, and I really didn't get a chance to go outside, you know what I'm saying? So but I listened to a lot of like punk rock and stuff like that. It was other guys in the neighborhood who like cut me like some Simple Plan records and shit like that, and I was listening to like Simple Plan and stuff like that, and Green Day when I finally like got any little chance to like get to like MTV, or I didn't really have like a television, but like when I got a chance to get to that shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like that shit was already in the air, but then like when I heard the More Smoke record with Toy, it's like, damn, like he was already on that like rock star shit. Like he had a lot of high energy, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like he, like really could have did some real damage, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like what I was doing in Spring, Texas, if like all that shit would have linked up, if we all would have been on corporate at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Shit would have been pretty like wild, you know what I'm saying? We would have had some like really wild shit going on if we all would have like stayed together, like when you think about it.
Yeah, we would have got a major buzz, but I feel like it was better to wait. Now that I'm older, I think it's a different format in music now.
Like when I came back from New York City, right? Like how would you like explain like the energy, like the difference from like me growing up rapping to when I came back from New York City?
And it was professional. I ain't gonna lie, it enhanced me. Like that shit was live. Like I said, you motivated me. Like I used to be listening to you coming in that bitch and freestyling the whole. I know you remember.
Yeah.
I know you remember when I used to be like, man, you coming in It's freestyle. I'm writing my shit. I'm like, nah, hold on, let me play it back. I gotta write to this. He used to be like, all right, man, whenever you done with that beat, just play that bitch for me. I'm ready to get in the booth. I'm like, well, fuck it. I jump in, you jump in that motherfucker. I just click record. You'll do your whole fucking verse. Like, yeah, all right, go on the second track, and I'm ready for my ad libs. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I'm like, god damn, I'm on my fourth bar like a motherfucker. I'm like, all right, bet. You'll get on there. Okay, give me a third track. Boom, you be in that bitch for 7 minutes. That bitch will come out live than a motherfucker, and you'll be saying all type of shit. So, but yeah, it was after you came from New York. That shit helped a lot. I ain't gonna lie, you sounded like Houston and New York together. Like, that shit was just crazy. But you used to be on that bitch just, you didn't even be used to write, bro. You never even was writing. You was never writing, bro. You used to always just freestyle, and the shit used to sound good, and I could tell that you took your time on that shit. And we used to be sitting at the car on Spice, in your car on Spice Lane, and you used to be doing that shit, freestyling. Like, okay, this is gonna be the song for this one. This is gonna be the song for this, and this the verse for this one. I'm asking him, like, bro, how you don't be right? Used to be like, bro, see, you could have lied to me. You was like, shit, I'm just practice all day. I just sit in the car, practice all day, and I'm riding around, I'm freestyling and shit like that. That way I don't gotta write. I'm like, see, you was doing this shit way before everybody else was talking about freestyling on the song, not writing and all this shit, and lying. A lot of these motherfuckers be lying. Probably nowadays they probably be freestyling. Mostly everybody is freestyling now. They're making songs, but the music is dumb now. Back then, you was freestyling and the shit was sounding like a written professional verse. That's the difference. Anybody can get on there and freestyle and get a engineer, and there'll be some bullshit, and they'll just get an engineer to make it sound good. When you was on that bitch, it sounded like you wrote the shit. And really, I was watching you freestyle everything. You know what I'm saying? So that shit, it was a different. You was on some timeless shit. Like, this shit was meant for you to do. I couldn't do it like that. I still can't do it like that. You know what I'm saying? This years later.
Yeah, no,
it's a whole different level. That's why I say I feel like it was just meant for us to wait. And you know, because you was doing this shit way back then, and a lot of people, they just jump straight to it, but they're putting out bullshit. I feel like you going through everything you went through, it equated to timeless music. You know, man, it's a whole different level. It's a different breed, a different game.
Yeah.
You really can't have too many people on your song because they can't be on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't. But yeah, coming from New York, they made you a monster. I ain't gonna lie. It made you a monster. Yeah, just to cut that short, yeah, it made you a monster. It helped. It enhanced it. It enhanced the music, the flow, the delivery, all that shit, man. That shit different.
Yeah, now New York.
Man, that shit was really pressure.
Yeah, New York City, it definitely like challenged me to like really learn how to improvise, because when I came out here, bro, everybody was like fucking freestyling. I was like, I cannot compete with these written bars. I was just trying to write and keep up and spin some shit that they was written. They was just like, and one of my bros, he would always tell me, he was like, bro, you could be rapping with somebody and they will be dissing the fuck out of you. And I'm just like, I was not like trying to do none of that, because like every time I'm going, I'm just trying to like get better. I'm not trying to diss anybody or anything like that, but the people, the artists, the rappers in Brooklyn, they was coming hard. They was like dissing the fuck out of me. They was going in. They was rapping about everything that was in the scene. And it was a guy who used to live with me. He like he was from Queens. He always like freestyled, and I always heard him, freestyling, improvising. And then like when I got my crib, I allowed a lot of people to come in, to kick out and hang out and chill when I first came from New York City in like 2012 to 20 when I got my apartment like 2013 2014. Allowed a lot of people to come to the crib and just like smoke and play cards and stuff like that, and they were freestyling. And these guys, like, it was young guys younger than me, you know what I'm saying, they was like running all over me. I was like, oh my fucking God, I gotta keep up. Start calling my other friend, and we started freestyling on the phone, every day. And he kept he kept dissing me and wanted to battle. And it's such an East Coast thing, like, to battle. But for me, it was like, I just want to get better. Can I at least just like get on my feet to be able to like rhyme words and be confident in rhyming in words? And everybody just kept dissing me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like, I'm like, I don't care about none of that shit. Like, but that's what New York City made me too. And then too, like, you too, like, early on, you know what I'm saying, when I came with my written shit, and you was just like, yo, bro, that got to be better. The quality of it has to be better. You challenged my quality at an early age. You get what I'm saying? Which made me come back and be like, all right, shit, let me come with some like way better shit, because it's like, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't hitting it at the moment. Like, growing up on Corporate Drive, you know what I'm saying, that shit was like the realest shit ever, you know what I'm saying. And like, it's like, I'm trying to like turn this shit into a movie, like, because it's like, people gotta see, like, we didn't grow up normal, you know what I'm saying. You couldn't just walk around our neighborhood. You can just walk around out there as children, like, girls, they might tell a different story because they were like inside. But for the guys and for the kids that was out there, you know what I'm saying, like, like, that shit was brutal.
It was a bad side to being on corporate, because we was outside all type of times. Like, a lot of people, they grew up to the north side, but we was around that motherfucker with Katrina and all that shit. That shit was sideways.
Yeah, well, how would you say, what was the difference when, like, how was it when Katrina, what was the difference when Katrina happened, when Katrina came? How would you say that? How was how was the Southwest?
Man, it got real grimy. It got way worse than it was. We had to get used to being around each other, being around a lot more Orleans people, because they're more fast-paced than we are. And, it was a whole bunch of violence. I know they was going through a lot of shit. It was, but it was a whole bunch of not getting along till we got along. And it was just a whole bunch of grimy shit, a whole bunch of murder, a whole bunch of people dying and shit. That shit was crazy. Some shit you just had to get immune to at the end of the day. This shit, I feel like all that happened for a reason, because we ended up meeting Jamal, you know what I'm saying? That's how we met Jamal, through that Katrina shit. So that was a blessing, because he shot me. So that's like our brother. That's our brother. So, shit happens for a reason. I ain't tripping. He was never a hoe or nothing. He never treated us bad or nothing.
Yeah.
We took him in, he took us in, and we kept solid the whole time and shit.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. Now we had some we had some good times out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, we playing football. We always had some shit going on, you know what I'm saying? But like them like boxing matches, that shit was like real brutal. Like, we really was like, you gotta tell these people, bro, we was really out there like fighting, like, for real, but with boxing gloves. Like, people was getting bled, they face was getting fucked up, like, kids was going home, like.
Yeah, we was trying to box everybody. We was trying to box everybody, bro. This shit used to be live, though. We used to get the gloves out and fight each other, fight everybody around us. And a lot of people used to just come up there and just getting the gloves. It was all friendly, except we were just beating the shit out of each other. But this shit just be live. Like everybody from the hood used to come out there. Every apartment, we was setting that shit off.
Hell yeah.
Right there by my house. Really, we was everywhere though. We was everywhere, all over Winfield, everywhere. We was taking gloves everywhere, fighting each other and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, it was you remember I think Jamal had Jamal versus Nick. Niggas was going at it, bro. That was like the how do you say, like, the last fight? That was the one of the most legendary fights.
Yeah, that was epic. They was going at it, and they was both swole and shit. Jamal was the only swole one out of all of us. And shit at a young age, and then Nick was swole, so we got him to come over there. And he came from some other apartments, and then Jamal was in the apartments. We set that bitch up. It was friendly though. That's what I love. Like, we was kids and we was friendly with this shit. Like, we wouldn't on no weak shit, but we knew what it was. Like, they hugged it out at the end and all that shit. That shit was live, but we knew how to control everything.
Yeah, we was throwing the balls though, right?
Fucking right. They was in that bitch leaking and everything. Like, they was in that bitch. This shit was crazy.
Yeah.
That was an epic. We was throwing down for real.
Then me versus Wesley.
Yeah, but I can't speak on that one because I used to fight every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got too many fights. I got too many fights. I used to fight every day. Yeah.
That shit was like.
I got too many.
Yeah, that shit was like, man, him. The thing about it, what people don't know is, like, my first day going to school on the southwest side, you know what I'm saying? I got into a fight with Wesley, like a real fight. That's how I met Wesley I fought him on the bus. Like, as soon as I got off, like, school, and like when I fought him, all of them, like, Victor and one them, like, all of the niggas from Dallas, like, they jumped me, bro.
Wasn't with them too much. They was on some other shit. Got in the glove with them and beat their ass.
That shit was wild.
Yeah. They just went and got it. Yeah. That shit crazy. It's a lot of history.
Yeah, it is too, bro.
Yeah.
Now, like, oh yeah, with your swangers too, bro. Remember, tell the people about the story with your swangers and Big Maxo. B had, for everybody that don't know, like, that nigga, he in the 9th grade was driving and all of this shit. He always had whips and shit like that. Nigga had swangers. He always had, like, all these, like, exotic ass cars, bro. Like, that nigga was really holding the Houston slab culture down at a young age, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody gotta know that shit. Like, Tupac was rapping about young niggas, like, doing things. My nigga was, like, doing things at a young age.
I ain't gonna lie, I'll say I did make a little history in the hood, because it did open up people's minds up a little bit. But yeah, shit, I think I started riding swangers when I was like 16 or 17 years old. I had a car like at 16. I had a Buick. I had my Buick. I was fixing that bitch up, rebuilt the engine, all type of shit. Redid the interior. I think like when I was going to 17, I went and bought me some 17-inch swangers for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? With some Vogues, all they got that bitch bolted up. Before that, I had, matter of fact, I was 16 and I had Vogues on it. I bought the Vogues with some Buick rims on it. And at 17, I bought the swangers without the Vogues, and I just put the Vogues on there. See, for anybody that think I'm capping, that think I'm trying to cap, telling it how it is. I could lie, but yeah, I bought that bitch. I think around 16 and a half, something like that. I had it on Vogues with the disc and Vogues. That's what I had. Disc and Vogues with the Buick center cap. Took the Buick wheels off. At 17, I went and got me some 17-inch swingers. I think I had some Super Pokes and shit. Had a few Buicks around 17, 18, 19. I had like 2 of them bitches at the same time. I had a Century. I sold the Century. I got the interior done. Black Gator, peanut butter insides. Ostrich and Gator.
Damn.
The headline of the carpet with a whole bunch of banging. Yeah, and I had a nice little paint job. It wasn't no can paint job. It was cool. It wasn't nothing too extravagant, but I ended up selling that, and I went and got me a Regal, and that bitch had already came with leather, and it was a gold Regal, and I put some new swingers on that. I think I upgraded from Super Pokes. I went and got some 17-inch Gorillas. No, yeah, some 17-inch Gorillas on the Regal, and I had a little bit of money left over, so I went and bought me a black one. And I had 15-inch Gorillas on that bitch. And I had both of them bitches for a while. Then I ended up, I think, getting rid of one of them later on, getting rid of the second one. I think I got rid of one and drove around in the other one. And I think around 19, when I turned 19, I bought me the L-Dog. I had a 72 L-Dog, one owner, with like 100,000 miles on it. Nothing was wrong with it. It was all original. That bitch looked brand new. A lot of people say they had shit that looked new. My shit looked new. You know what I'm saying? Original paint job, original interior, original miles. I bought it from the first owner. And I had that bitch till I was like 21. I didn't want to sell it, but I ended up just being young about it and just getting rid of it. I guess I thought about money. But beforehand, I was going to fix that bitch up. I had some 20-inch swingers for that bitch in my storage that I never put on that bitch. I just had them bitches in my storage. And then I always had the car parked outside on Spice Lane in the apartments. And Maxo at the time, FDAB, Toy, Josh, they was all blowing up. Maxo was blowing up. We was rapping and shit too. Then one day Maxo wanted to buy my shit. Basically, he wanted to buy my L-Dog. I had a 72 Eldorado, Cadillac Eldorado, one owner, burgundy interior, tan top, white paint job, original, clean title. And yeah, he wanted to buy that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to sell it to him. I think he offered me like 5 racks for that bitch. I ain't want to sell it. His partner came downstairs from where they used to be hanging at. He like, yeah, my partner want to buy your lag. I'm like, man, tell him it ain't for sale. You show me. He came back. He said he'll be mad for that bitch. I'm like, nah, I want 12. Shit like that. Shit, I ain't never got to it. I ain't want to sell it to him to nobody, really. I just didn't want to sell it. I ended up selling it a few years later, though.
Fuck
it. I just had that bitch up there. I ain't never drive that bitch, but nothing was wrong with it. It looked so live to me that I couldn't sell it. That's all it was. I couldn't use it either. It was so live. But then later I said, well, I don't use it. I don't do shit with it. I ride it around the block and shit. So I might as well just make some money off of it. Got rid of that bitch. Yeah, he wanted to buy my shit, so that's a piece of history too for people that don't know. He wanted to buy my shit. And he used to be in there.
You say he used to what?
He used to be in the apartments and all that shit.
Oh yeah, on Spice Lane, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He used to be in the apartments every day and like on Spice Lane, right there on Spice Lane next to the McDonald's.
Yeah.
He used to be in like a 05 Range Rover.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro bro popped off with the music.
Yeah, that shit wild, bro. You was around a lot of you was around a lot of fucking like big stars, big energy, you know what I'm saying, including yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like to hear this shit back and me listening to you, like the shit you did, the life you lived, bro. Just to like these niggas rap, they wish they lived, they wish they lived this life, they wish they ain't live this shit, bro. You was really pulling up on swangers on these boys, you know what I'm saying, at a young age. And I witnessed this shit. We all witnessed this shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the shit people like really, you know, like cap about for real. You know what I'm saying? But like that shit true, bro. But yeah, like
it sounds like cap, but it ain't.
It
hurts feelings. It ain't my fault.
For true. Nah. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta blame God for that. Keep good energy, and just like you said, we stayed around solid energy. Shit, we expected greatness. We're meant to be great. That's all that was.
Yeah.
What away from the bullshit.
Yeah, what do you remember? What do you remember about like me growing up, like with my family, like my personal life? Like what do you remember? How was my childhood?
Shit.
How do you remember?
I remember we used to go. We used to be going by your shit to go get you. How we used to always do is we'll go pick each other up. We'll go to my house, somebody's house. We'll start it off like that. We get off school, go to somebody's house. Boom, let's go pick him up. Rose house. We'll go to Wesley's house, Tevin's house, my house, and your house. Every time we'll go to your house, we'll fuck with you and all that stuff, but you couldn't come outside. We'll be like, man, what the fuck? Why you can't come outside? You know what I'm saying? So, he used to be looking at us through the window and shit, and we used to just be chopping it up through the window. Well, bro, so we used to just be like, fuck. Hang with him right here. He used to just be like opening the window and chopping it up with us, and we used to just be linking up with you like that. And there'll be times you'll have to like leave out the house and shit like that. Like you'll leave out the house, come fuck with us and come box with us and all that. But we always felt like it was something strange about that shit because it seemed like something wrong was going on and you just didn't tell until we ended up finding out. Like really, something was going on in the house. You couldn't come outside because not that you didn't want to, but your grandma and all that, from what I know, used to be like tripping a lot and going through a lot of personal issues, and she used to bring it on to you, and you had to go through the shit. Normally, you didn't even have to go through it because you could have just been hanging outside way more with us. So, you know, that kind of fucked us all up because we used to be like, damn, he can't come outside again. We gotta fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? We just go check on him. We'll go knock on the window. Come outside, bro. She tripped and she locked the door. She ain't letting me do this. She's tripping. She coming out with a knife. We used to be like, so we was kids. We used to be like, hell nah. Then we started seeing her true. Like we started seeing her more and more. How she'll be tripping and shit. It's just fucked us all up. But yeah, it was a lot of that. And I know you had a lot of issues with your mom and all that. We ended up knowing about a little later. And it was just a lot of family issues, bro, which is crazy. We wasn't ready for none of that shit. Cool. But we stayed locked in though to this day.
Yeah.
She just had a lot of. Your grandma had a lot of trauma, I guess, from whatever she went through. A lot of trauma with her family issues, and she'll take it out on you. you know, try to get the best of you and all that, which really you wouldn't even supposed to go through this shit because we were like 12. We wasn't even old at all. You know, that fucked us all up. She was crazy. You had to escape out the house sometimes. All that shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit was real. From anybody listening, they'll probably just be like, okay. Well, but really, when you really live in that shit, you really can't come outside like you held hostage in the house. Shit, tortured in a way. You were tortured and shit. Trying to damn near get stabbed every other day. Like, that shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? We can't blame her. Shit, that had to do with how she got treated. What happened with her and shit. You know, everybody that did it to her, I guess she tried to take the energy out of you and shit.
Yeah.
We made it do that.
Yeah. Now you remember that situation that happened with that girl, that one girl when
the nachos?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had got it too with this one chick. I want to say it was Star, bro, but it might be tripping. I don't even remember. I think it was her. It might not be her. I think it was a little Hispanic chick, right?
Yeah.
I think it was a Hispanic chick. Yeah. But, yeah, that shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you had got a tool with her, and she was chasing you around and all this shit. And I think she had just got snapshots from the candy lady that we used to always go to. And I think she just threw them hot ass nachos all on you, bro. You had this shit all on your hair, all on your face, all on your shirt and shit like that. That shit was funny to the bitch, I ain't gonna lie. That shit piss you off, but now that I'm older, that shit's funny. Like, at the time, we was laughing too, though, at the time, but we was young, we were just laughing at the scenario with the shit. But you was mad at a bitch. You was mad as fuck, I remember that. That shit was crazy, bro.
Did I hit her though?
I think you was like, man, what's name? You was like, you lucky you a girl, because if you was a dude, I would have hit you. But what's the name? That's fucked up. I'm just letting you know that shit. We was all like, yeah, that is fucked up. This and that. But yeah, that shit was crazy. You ain't never hit her though. This shit was funny though. Like, man, you know that shit hurt, right? You know that shit burned.
Yeah, that shit was hot. She would've got the bugs fresh. Like, I thought she was gonna like eat that shit. She gotta be right straight in my face, like how they be like pie people on TV. Like, she pied the fuck out my ass. I was like, damn, man. That shit was like, that shit was brutal, bro. It was brutal growing up on the West.